Good evening, friends. Good evening. We are indeed live, and a very good evening to you. I always have to wait because there's a slight delay. I have two screens here, and I have to see to make sure it's going live on the other one, which is popping up, and there's a small delay. So you have to wait for me to speak, and then it shows up on the other one. It's always, I'm going to turn that right down. Always interesting, but a very good evening to you. Dragon's on straight away today. Good evening to you out in Kansas. Is it Kansas? I think it is. How are we doing? How are we today? So I had an exciting week. Yes, Kansas. I knew. I'm on form today. I'm not so tired this week, so I had an interesting week. So I've put this week 4 videos out actually, but 2 of them are like in the members. They go in the members, and then we bring them forward. So I put 2 videos out because someone messaged me and said, don't put as much stuff out as you're doing, because what's happening is as soon as YouTube sees a video, it goes to push that video out to people, and you put another one and it pushes and stops pushing this one. So where all the people were coming and telling me I'm not getting alerts or things like that, I thought maybe that would have something to do with it. So I've just been putting it out, leave it for a couple of days, put another one out, which is why I've been putting a couple into the unlisted. So I've got some backups. So we're going to try and space them out a little bit and see if it makes a difference. If it does, great, I'll continue to do it that way. If it doesn't make no difference at all, then we'll just go that. Oh, howdy. Howdy. How are we doing this evening? So I was just saying about how we are just playing with this thing with YouTube, where if we space it out, it doesn't flood the channel, because people have been saying that they haven't been getting the alerts in it, and someone said it's because you put too much stuff out and YouTube doesn't have a chance to push one before you're already putting the next one. So I'm just gonna, whether it's true or not, I have no idea, but as soon as I have my calculations, we can move forward with that. So I do have a couple in store, a couple. So I put a couple out. I'm not even sharing. I don't know what I'm doing today. Here we go. Professor Shadow. So I have a couple here. So you would have seen this one, which we did part 3 of Damian Knight, the Night Slayer. So I did that one, enjoyed that one very much. A great story. I really did enjoy doing that one. This one I didn't put out. I put these in reserves. You can't get these yet. I'm just going to wait for that catch up. But I put this one out, which is the 3, because we've now got 3 Night Slayers. So I put 1, 2, 3 together. And we put that one out. So we do have this one to come. So look out for this one. I'll put this one out next week. It's an Eldritch story, but it's more than an Eldritch story. It actually has 4 stories on there, 1 major story and 3 small tales going back in time with Eldritch. It's really interesting one. So look out for that one. It doesn't look nothing like that. It doesn't look like that. It looks completely different for the original one. This is just one I uploaded recently. But yes, look out for that. That'll be coming as ready to roll, ready to go. I'm just going to wait for this algorithm catch up, see if it works. It may not even work. I may be talking a load of rubbish here, but it was what someone mentioned to me, so we'll give it a try and see. The other thing I've been doing, which has been really, really interesting, is so I went back into Crimson Dawn, and I thought there's something missing that I'd love to have. And I like to look at things like, if that was a movie, if Crimson Dawn was a movie, what would it be missing? What would it? Of course, we got the actors, so we've got the characters already, and we got the story, and we got the music. We don't have a soundtrack, and we don't have a soundtrack for the individual characters. So, like the name of Crimson Dawn and Winter and Elder and Serana and the Alpha. I didn't have a soundtrack, and I found this thing that can create a soundtrack. So we're just doing that now, and I've got to just upload that as well as a soundtrack of Crimson Dawn into the video. So I hope a little bit different, but I hope you enjoy it, because I've been playing around with it all week, and it's been really interesting. I took your suggestion and watched Dr. Terror's House of Horrors. I really, really enjoyed it. Yes, it was. What an amazing movie. An amazing 1965, was it 64, 65? And how incredible is that movie? It's so good. It's such an inspiration for me for many things that come into my head are movies like this, because obviously if you watch them as a child, they are an adverse childhood experience which gets locked in your head for forever. So, these are information. 1965, thank you. That get locked in your head forever. So, they're very influential throughout your entire life. So, yeah, that's one of the tales. That movie alone is so good. And like I say, all the individual stories are so good. Of course, it's dated, but you have to look past that and look at the stories. And like I said last week, that end part was just incredible, where you got Dr. Terror, that's actually welcoming them into hell or whatever it is. That's just so good. That stuck with me for so many years. That bit, so many years. And the dog as well, the dog barking and that little girl, that sticks in my head all the time. Great memories. I have on Blu-ray here. I have on Blu-ray right now. I watched so many times. Unbelievable. I watched so many times. That one and Tales from the Crypt with from Amicus again, with Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee, Donald Pleasance. Top of my head, I can't think who else in it. That's what's his name? I can't think of his name at the minute. But yes, it's incredible. What we got? We got Dallas, Texas. Nice. We got Mississippi. Nice. I know we got Kansas, and we have United Kingdom from yours truly. So welcome everyone. Welcome to this evening in the shadows with me, even though it's not very shadowy outside. We're in England, it's our summertime, so it's very sunny outside, but it's always shadows where on our channel. So again, I thank you for joining me this evening. And what happens on Sunday night in the shadows is I don't know. That's the great thing I like about this, is that I don't know what we're going to talk about. I want to show you the videos I'm doing, tell you some of the stuff I'm working on, and recommend some films, and just chit chat and talk. I miss watching the Avengers. The Avengers, indeed, yes. What was the Steed, wasn't it? Steed, yes. I remember when I was a little boy, I used to think I was Steed. I used to watch that. I used to think I was him going around being the Avenger. But yes, great series. Great series. I watch some of the stuff. I don't actually really watch TV much now, but then if the TV's on, the stuff that's on is just, I don't know. I'm from Florida, but also live in the UK. Awesome. I'm in Florida in August. I'm on holiday, so I'll be in there in the sun. I was actually in Florida, in Tampa, in January for a few days. Come back in St. Pete in Tampa, and I'm going off to Orlando in August. Do you BBC? We have BBC, yes. I don't think anyone still watches the BBC. I don't know if people still watch the BBC. I certainly don't. Never anything on. If I watch a channel, I put YouTube on, or I'll watch Talking Pictures. It's a channel, and there's a show on there with Caroline Munro. And they play old horror movies, and I watch that in the evening or at night. My partner is UK. We got married. I moved here. Okay, nice. Whereabouts in the UK are you? I'm over in East Anglia in Norwich. I used to live in London. I was born and raised in London. All over the place. Lincoln, okay. I was born and raised all over the place in London. I was in Hammersmith, Greenford, Ealing, Wembley, Slough. We moved all over the place when I was a young lad. And yes. And then we moved. Yes, I did. Plenty of old and creepy in Lincoln. In Lincoln, yes, definitely. I think every major city. I mean, we're here in Norwich, and you can go up the city, and as you walk through some of the shopways, the alleyways, you can see how old they are. You know, that's looks really old, creepy. Which is what's good about England, is everything. You can just go to a city and go off track from the new area, and you're almost in the old 1800s. I remember when I was younger, I went up to London to the East End and walked down the Jack the Ripper trail, and had the tour of all the locations of Jack the Ripper. And we was outside one of the houses that was all changed, but that's where where the alley and the garden was that the murders took place. We went in the pub, the 10 Bells. That was interesting. Find the food to be tastier in London and the US. I love the red cheddar and cheese and ginger. Oh, and the Indian food tastes so much better in the UK. Don't know why, huh? Some of the places in the UK have really nice food, but I think it's where you go, isn't it? I think it's where you go. You've got to find the right places. Have a really nice Indian restaurant here. I don't go in it much. In my lifetime, I've probably been in it twice. And that's a really nice place to go. Have a location literally not far from me here, which we do on a regular basis because the food is so good. But they serve pretty much a little bit of everything. So it's nice. It's just the location's easy to get to, and it's a nice place, and they do good food. I just so happen to know the people that own it, so that helps. Your vampire story has a very Nosferatu feeling. I'd love to see a short story based on Nosferatu. I did play with. I was playing around with writing some threads for one during the week, but I don't want to plagiarize anything. I did it, and it sort of sounded too familiar. So I'm going to keep playing with it. Don't worry. I did one with a character we all know in there, and I tried to change it around a little bit, but it didn't sound right, so I wasn't happy with it, so I didn't move on. But I'm going to keep playing with it. Don't worry. I'm going to keep doing it, and I will get there. I will get there. But the minute, in order for me to do it, it's got to be right. I've got to feel that it's good. It's happy for me. It's got to be like I would watch it. I would watch it or listen to it. If I wouldn't listen to it, then I'm not going to put it out. Eldritch, yes. So in the members area, there's a Eldritch one in there. It has Eldritch, really great story, really good, and then it has 3 tales on the end, like short stories, which are completely different to the one that's going to be coming to the main channel. It's going to have Eldritch and 3 new stories, so you're going to have lots of Eldritch to watch. There's going to be lots in there. There's lots. So on that members one, there's already 4, and there'll be an extra 3 on the one that comes out in the week. So yes, there's going to be plenty of Eldritch. I wanted to do Eldritch in the Nosferatu one. I did the first few chapters, and I looked at it, and what I do is I read it back and record myself and just read it and then listen to it. And if it doesn't sound right, it sounded too plagiarized, too much. It sounded too much like Nosferatu. I wanted to put Eldritch as Nosferatu, misconcepted, but it didn't work. Maybe I'll refigure something and come up with something interesting. But like I say, I mean, I have one on there. I have two in the unlisted as yet, because we're just checking this system algorithm, if you like, of how YouTube runs. And I know I'm repeating myself, but the someone told me if I put one out every day, then the one that's going out will get stopped by the new one, and people sometimes doesn't give alerts for that one, etc. So, and I did know that a few people saying they won't get alerts for it. So it's an old 70s comic called Bernie Wrightson Presents Your Stories Have That Thing. Oh, I never heard of that. I have to look that up because I haven't actually heard of that one. But I was saying, I tell you when I've tracked, didn't I? So I was saying about I was looking back at the Crimson Dawn, and I felt I was missing this thing, which was a soundtrack, like a theme tune for each character, and I found a way to do it, and I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I have 4 ready. Winter, the Crimson Dawn, the Alpha, and Elder theme tunes. I need a few more. I'm going to do a few more. Oh, and Serana as well. I have a Serana one. I have a few more. When I get a few more, I'm going to just put them all and put it out as a video, so you can listen. Instead of just listen to the story, you can now listen to the words in the song. It's not me singing, so you are safe. You are safe. It's not me singing. You wouldn't want to hear that. You wouldn't want to hear that. So you're going to be say your eardrums are saved, and but yes, it's just stuff we can play with and put out to make it a little bit more fun. I think it's a little bit more fun. I think you'll enjoy it. I certainly enjoyed it. Yes, I'll get them out. Like I say, I'm just testing this algorithm thing, and we'll see how that goes. If it has any merit whatsoever, then I'll continue. If it hasn't, I'll just put stuff out as and when, really, as and when. So what have I got? Like I say, I've got planned. Of course, I have planned. It will take time, but worth it if it takes off. Yeah, the biggest thing for me is that people were saying that they're not getting the alerts for the videos when they put them out. And someone said to me, someone who knows a little bit more about the YouTube than I do, I know how to put the story. I don't really know that much about it, to be honest with you. I don't know about algorithms and things like that. So I got someone messaged me and said, you need to stop putting out so much because that's what's harming people getting alerts and things. Apparently, I don't know if it's true. If you know, let me know. I certainly don't know. I can weave a tale, but understanding the world, how YouTube works inside and out is, I've got a brief conception of it, but I'm not the master. For all the newcomers, please like and subscribe, share the post of love. Yes, please do subscribe. Please, that helps me to what helps me more than subscribing is just watching. So just watching the video through, that actually helps a lot. So that's about, like you, I know very little. Yeah, I know it's crazy. My origin, I thought, okay, I can put out stories all day. So I thought, okay, I'll just put them out there, and yeah, apparently that's been harming my channel and not giving people the alerts that they should be given. But we'll see. There's one way to find out, right? We'll find out by the end of next week. I'm doing exactly as I was told to do it. If it works, great. If it doesn't, I'll just go back to putting it out as and when. I have notices on some. I have notices on some. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, So I get, oh, good. Good. I actually rewatched. What did I rewatch the other day? You are the first channel I've ever used, noticed, or joined as a member. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Truly appreciate it. Isn't it interesting how we can connect as people simply for a love of tales and horrors, and the mystical? It's interesting. So I rewatched the movie. I'm trying to. What was the name of the movie? It was. I can't even think of this movie now. I'm trying to. Still one. I'm going to carry on because it's just not in my head right now. But anyway, I watched this movie. Rewatched this movie. It's about the guy and the little boy, and he goes into a coma, and the father was an astral traveler, and there's this woman, the ghost woman from the nether, and she wants to take over his body. That's interesting. Really, it's not Sinister, is it? It's the other one. What's the other one? It's not Sinister. Oh, I can't think. Somebody must know. Somebody must know before my brain explodes. Insidious. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Isn't that crazy? I love that about our brains. Our brains are so amazing. They're so amazing how your hippocampus part of your brain responsible for storing information, it stores everything, absolutely everything. You never forget anything. It's like, although I couldn't recall it, I didn't forget it, because as soon as you said the word, I knew what it was. So it was in there. I just misfiled it. I couldn't pull it from where I needed to. So isn't that amazing about our brain, about how it literally stores? Yeah, I love Insidious movies. They're so good. Yes, so that first, I rewatched that the other day, and my favorite bit in that film is what I try and portray a lot, and that is the parasitic nature of the old woman in the photographs as they see the boy at the time, and she keeps getting closer and closer. Well, that was brilliant. That was genius, pure genius. Brains are amazing, as we see. Yes, indeed. We see with Winter. Yes. Excellent. So we'll look out for the Eldridge story, because there's a guest appearance. I'll say no more. It's not what you think, but it's really, really good. Really good. Yeah, I love that. I mean, I study a lot about how the brain works. I had to for my jobs, so I study about how the brain works, and it's really interesting how that, when you see things like that, it really helps to identify that. It's really interesting. So I rewatched Insidious, which was excellent, because I couldn't find, I don't have it on hard copy. I couldn't find White Noise. I could only find it on YouTube Prime, and you had to pay for it. And so I thought, okay, I'll look elsewhere, and then I found Insidious and watched that. But I still do want to rewatch White Noise, because I found that really interesting. I haven't watched it for so long. It's a good film. Good film. I like those ones where have a similar aspect, if you think about it. Now, if you've seen White Noise, but it's the Michael Keaton, and he hears this thing he picks up this recording, EVP, and he starts seeing these figures and images in a TV screen, and there's these creatures, and they come out and they're trying to take him into this ghost world. It's almost like Insidious, and they're like, that coming, I want to come and take you. It has that sort of element in it. It's really interesting. White Noise with Michael Keaton is definitely worth a watch. I'm not saying it's amazing, because though Michael Keaton is great in it, sometimes you have to look past the way the movie was created for the concept of the movie, which is what I like the concept of things like Insidious, the concept of that parasitic entity coming to try and take over. It's like in White Noise. It's like, I can't remember because I haven't watched it for so long, but it's either his wife, or I think his wife dies, and then he hears this EVP, he finds out about EVP, and he hears this noise, and he thinks it's his wife trying to connect to him and warn him. And of course, with that, these entities have, heard that he's looking, or he's interrupting, and they come and try and claim him as such. So yeah, really interesting. I like that. What are these things? What are these things? So good. And I was watching something the other day as well about we talked about it last week or week 4 about shadow people. And this thing came up on YouTube about shadow people, and so I watched that as well, about Shadow Hat Man. That was interesting. Shadow was talking about doing some shadow stories, and Shadow Hat Man come up, and that was an interesting watch as well. Very interesting, very interesting. And of course, on the same show, they had this Bigfoot one as well, which is interesting, very interesting. And then this ghost one where this I should have them on the screen for you guys. This thing, black thing comes. If I watch it, I'm gonna get it on the screen for next week so I can share it with you guys. I'm just talking about it, you can see it. So if I find it for next week, I'll pull it up and we'll watch it together and see what we think. So what do we have in plan for this week? Like I said, I do have to delay it because I am doing a little bit of an experiment, but it's time to do the next 3 parts for the Shadow Realm for Crimson Dawn, which I am dying to do. I haven't even started them yet. I've got the bases written down, but we need to carry on. If you've watched it, from Elder, with the new powers that he has, what's he going to do with them? So I need to get those ready, get those out. We'll see how that goes. See how many. I don't want to flood my channel, so we'll see how many I can get out of those next week. You also got the Eldridge one to look out for, which you just, I know you're going to like this. So these are coming. So please look out for those. You should get the alerts for them because I'm not putting one every day. If you don't get the alerts, let me know next week, and we can rediscover how YouTube is working for me. If it's working at all. And of course, we have the soundtrack for Crimson Dawn coming, which is pretty much done. Just got a few more to do. And yes, it's completely different to what I normally put up on the channel, but hey, who cares? We want to put this out so we can listen to it. It'd be interesting to listen to tunes and songs about the characters. Serana is my favorite. The actual best one so far is the Crimson Dawn itself. That's so good. I really, but of course everyone has different tastes. So what I say is good, you may think is terrible. But I really enjoyed the Crimson Dawn version. And like I said, I did Winter, did Elder, did Serana, did the Alpha, and the Crimson Dawn intro. And I think they come out really well. I'm really pleased with them. These we saw already. It was just this one, and this one was new. I go to my home channel. I think it's this. Yes, So this is what this one looks like. It looks completely different to, I don't know if you can see that. You can't see that. It looks completely different. Let me click on it, see if that works. What are you guys seeing? You are seeing still this, okay? Let's change that. Let's change it. This. So this is the one that's coming. This is in storage, if you like. So this is what we have with Eldritch coming up this week. As soon as we give the couple of days for the last one to go out. And I'm not going to go there, but at the end, I put 3 extra tails on there. 3 extra. So, and completely different. You're in the members area, then you'll see your one is different to this version. So, completely different. So you got, like I say, you got so much Eldritch to watch, so much Eldritch to. Can you handle all the Eldritch? Oh, and the Eldritch song, So I don't know if I did that. I did one. I didn't save. I'm not sure. I did one for Eldritch as well. I did one for Eldritch. Yeah, the new Eldritch one, really interesting. I'm not going to say it because obviously I haven't heard it yet, but I changed it. I changed everything. As usual, Professor Shadow has changed and turned everything on its head. So we don't want the norm. We don't want the same as everyone else. I want to make it completely different. If I do something that I feel it's the same or I've heard it before, I'm going to change it because we want original stuff here. We want original, exciting things. So yes, you got that to look forward to. So there's plenty coming up for you. And I keep putting these out as well. If you get to vote on these polls in here just for fun, these are interesting. Go in the community section of the channel, and which of these creatures would scare you most in a horror story? There's some interesting answers as well. Ghoul zombie, we haven't got them in there. Humans, skinwalker. So there. I like doing these because I like creating the little images to put in there. I did some more back. Yeah, is that working yet? I did some more here, and I like, if you could have the power of one of them, which one would it be? And so everybody wants to be the vampire, of course. I did one more, I think. Oh, this is on what would you least like to encounter, and here I'll put human on here. Yeah, there's our friend. There's our friend there. You're more than welcome. Yeah, why would I want to put the same thing out as everyone else? There's no reward for me in that. There's no reward for me. I enjoy creating the stories. I enjoy creating, and I enjoy listening to them back. If I didn't like them, I just wouldn't make them. So, like I said earlier, I don't know if he was on when I was saying earlier, I created some stuff, and I didn't like the way it sounded, so that's not done. I'm not just going to put content out because it's there. I want to make sure it's original, and it has that feel to it. The feel. I just want to put rubbish up. But I like this character. I do like this character, Eldritch. I think I'm going to do so much more with him. is slowly grinding me down to become one of my favorite characters to write about. My favorite character was Winter, but at the minute he's not with us. Unless in some future reality something changes and he comes back. But at the moment, we don't have any Winter stuff to do. So slowly Eldridge is becoming my favorite character to write about, which hence why I've just put like five new shorts, 5 stories out about him. So I had an interesting, I can't say too much because it's on the one that's not out yet, and it's unfair to tell you, but there's an interesting character that when I was writing sort of came to me to create, and there's another character I'd like to explore a little bit more as well, but I'm not going to say much about that until you've watched that one. Yes, excellent. Yeah, I like that one. He healed, but he also got the power. He got the power to defeat his enemy. Excellent. That's good. I like that as well. That idea, isn't it? Where we all like this type of things, which is why things like Star Wars and Harry Potter and all those characters that are bad and evil suddenly become good. We like that. We like that turnaround, and I also like it when the evil character is just overwhelmingly powerful and everything seems hopeless, and then this happens, this thing, and they're able to counter for a short while and able to overcome. I like that as well. It's almost like the Rocky story, isn't it? Like down, they get up, they're able to fight back. All those elements are just pure drive for us. They drive us, that whole thing. We the world loves stuff. The star of Star Wars was Darth Vader, the evil character. Yeah, exactly. Of course, why I like Eldridge so much is because of the philosophy he follows, which is really great to go into a little bit of philosophy in the stories and try and edge it into there just a little bit. And so you have a character that is this vampire, but also has a moral code. And how you say, oh, but how can he have a vampire that feeds on humans have a moral code when he starts to see the humans more parasitic than he is? He's a parasitic vampire feeding off the lives of individuals. The human race is feeding off the lives of hundreds of individuals in one go. So that was a great way we could put a little bit of a philosophy in there, which was interesting and fun to put it in there. Nothing is more parasitic than the tax man. I should imagine every vampire just takes some blood, takes a life, just like, oh well, it's only one. Look at you guys. But yeah, definitely an interesting character to explore more and delve deep into his creation and evolution. Good. So like I say, look out for these in the week. Obviously, we've got the Eldridge one coming out. That's something I noticed in Crimson Dawn in the early episodes. Mother Nature really thrives when the parasitic humans are under attack. Absolutely, yes. I put a little bit in there as well. In the early episodes. I try my best to entertain, to put all areas of things in. Actually, when I left school very early. Hello, Prince Bloodgrave. Good evening to you, and welcome to this evening. We're just talking whatever we feel like talking about. We don't care what's coming up, and sometimes I just totally lose track of where I'm going. I don't know what I was saying 5 minutes ago. Anyway, yeah, I've completely lost track. But good evening to you, and welcome aboard. We're just going over what's coming out next week, what to look out for. Obviously, we have the Eldritch stuff coming out very soon. I put the 3-part Night Slayer out yesterday, last night. So I have to wait today and tomorrow before I put the next one out. So tomorrow, so Tuesday, look out, because the Eldritch one will be live. And in the meantime, sent out this morning. Good. Yeah, I think it's good. You know, some people often say, oh, because that's the other thing is, because it's only some of the episodes are 30 minutes, which is still long. Some people like the hour plus, so they can just put it on and listen through. I honestly find that these ones are the busiest ones that people listen to the most. It's when it's longer, and people like the longer version. So even though I put them out there so that I can get them out for you, so that you can listen to them as they're done, when I get 3, I'll put them all together so that we can put them out so you can listen to them in length. I love the long form better. Yes, but I put it out because I know sometimes I really want to hear the next one, and I want to get it out just for you so you can hear it. And then we'll get long form out as well. But we'll chat for the Eldritch one because that's like 46 minutes. So it's a longer version. So because it's a tale, 30-minute tale. And then I had some other things I was just playing with, and I wrote some really short ones for Eldritch, and I just put them on the end, so you give a little bit of a bonus. Yeah, the longer ones always do really well. Don't know. I had one that went 185,000. I've never had one do that again or before, but it wasn't. But the thing was, it went. A lot of people looked at it, but people didn't watch it all the way through. So, whereas you get shorter numbers, not as many numbers, but people tend to watch it. So that's what we want. We want people to watch it through. So what have I got? So I have got. So like I said, I'm already going to. My next steps is Shadow Realm parts 4, 5, 6. Then I'll do. This won't be till next week, but the next Night Slayer ones. But in the meantime, I've been given some ideas from last week, from the week before, from this week, and I'm definitely going to try and mix some of those in. I did a story and create a little bit of a character in there, which I really want to explore a little bit more as well, which I want to put out. So hopefully you're going to enjoy those. Look out for those for sure. And we've got to dive back into the Shadow Realm of Crimson Dawn. We've got to find out what is Elder up to. What is it? Hopefully you've listened to that. It's been out for a while now. Shadow Realm parts 1, 2, and 3. And Elder is all powerful. Can you believe this? This guy, this cunning, parasitic vampire. He's all powerful right now. He's trying to replicate what Winter did. So he can turn reality to his will in the form of his image. What's going to happen? What is going to happen? Can he be stopped? I like it. And we have the same thing with creating the character of Elder. I like the character Elder and Serana. I like them too. Probably guessed because I write about them a lot. I like those two characters. Those two characters work really well together. And Elder is like that sneaky, parasitic character. I like that. I like creating that. Whereas Eldridge is parasitic, but he'd have that strong sense of character, that moral code, a moral compass. And Serana is just Serana. It's like, good evening. We have been waiting for you, my friend. Good afternoon, one and all. Evening for us, afternoon for you, morning maybe for some people. Maybe it's anyone is morning. I know some of you are afternoon. I am evening. And even though it says Sunday night in the shadows, I still have the sun out. I have the sun out, which is great. 11:46 a.m. Ah, so we do have a morning. We do have a morning. We are 7:47 p.m. right here in Blighty in the UK. I actually have Natalie from the UK on as well today. 7 p.m. here in Dallas, Texas. We have people from all over on here today. Exploring the next tales of Eldridge. And we were just talking about Elder and Serana, wasn't we? Yeah, those two characters. We've also got the Shadow Realms 4, 5, 6 to come out. And like we're saying, Elder, it's like he has the power. He's He-Man. Now I have the power. And we finished part 3 with Elder, all powerful. And a great character. I love these characters. I like writing for Elder and Serana. They're two really like sneaky characters that we can write about. But now Elder has the power. He-Man. But you also have Eldridge in there. He's actually in there, isn't he? With the Alpha. Eldridge and Alpha versus Serana and Elder. Round 1. Interesting. So yes, I have the concepts of that laid out. I haven't finished it, but I have the concepts of 4, 5, and 6 already. Actually, no, I'm telling a lie. I have the concepts of 4 and 5. So they will be, hopefully, created. So much going on. So much, too much to do. And like I say, with the idea, I have to now space it out for 2 days, just for now. Doing a little test for those just joined us, little test. So I'm going to put a video up every couple of days rather than every day, so that we can check, because some people said they were not getting alerts, and someone mentioned that if you put out every day, as YouTube pushes one video, you put one in the way, it blocks it, and then it doesn't put alerts, it doesn't grow. So we're just checking this, whether it's worked. Like I say, I have no idea. I have no idea if this is true or not, but if someone knows more than me, I'm willing to try and see. Because we don't want people missing out. So I gave you a recommendation for a film last week, which was Dr. Terror's House of Horror, which I know some of you watched and just mentioned earlier. So that was great. So if you haven't watched Tales from the Crypt with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, I don't think it's the next one. It's one of the Amicus. I highly recommend this. There is one story on there. It's called The Blue Door. 2 stories. I've given up on it. It's Elder's fault. Remember that, because of the poll. There's 2 stories in there. One is the uninvited guest is about this mirror. It's about this mirror, and the backstory. You have to, when you first watch it, you don't know what's going on. But I'm going to give you, if you haven't watched it, I'm not going to disclose everything. But the actual character in the mirror, who's trying to come out of the mirror, is a Jack the Ripper character, which is why when you first watch it, you don't know that, and then you learn about that, and that's what the tale is about. So that's awesome. And then there's the Blue Door. This story as a child freaked me out so bad. It's called the Blue Door, and this guy puts his door on a cupboard, and he buys this old door from an antique store from Peter Cushing, and he puts it on this cupboard, what should be a cupboard, and then certain times he opens it, and there's this room, the ghost room, the blue room, and it's created from this magician type guy, and he needs souls to feed it. And I just thought that was just so incredible. That tale was just so amazing. A ghost room where a character from the past uses the souls of those he captures in the room to sustain the room. And like I said, we watch these films and okay, maybe they're dated or what have you, but it's the concept of that. If you think about that concept, there's a door, there's a room that this magician has created, and every now and again someone gets this door and goes into it, and he steals their soul. What a brilliant tale. Brilliant. And I like the first one because it's got the Jack the Ripper reference. Although you don't hear it, it's supposedly Jack the Ripper. Interesting. So you haven't watched that, go watch that. Or is it From Beyond the Grave? Sorry, I got it totally wrong. Let me just double check for you guys. I think it's From Beyond the Grave. The Tales from the Crypt. From Beyond the Grave. I apologize. From Beyond the Grave. That's the one you watch. It's called From Beyond the Grave. 1974. 1974. Incredible. Absolute one of my faves. So the thing with when you have your favorite movies, you watch it so many times. I've watched this movie so many times, along with my other favorite movie of all time, which is Night of the Demon, Dana Andrews. That I've watched so many times, but I could watch it. I could literally go and watch it now. It's that good. It's for me, these 2 movies stand out above pretty much everything. Night of the Demon is amazing. It has the best atmosphere ever. So if you haven't watched Night of the Demon, go watch that. If you haven't watched From Beyond the Grave, my goodness, go watch that. And for them 2 stories, the other stories are great as well. But for me personally, and we all have different opinions and different tastes, but those 2 stood out for me the most. And of course, you had Peter Cushing as the shopkeeper. I love Peter Cushing. It's got Christopher Lee in it as well. And Diana Dawes. Diana Dawes is in there. David Warner, that's the guy with the mirror. Awesome. Let me just find the guy for the blue room, because is it Ian Ogilvy? His name is bugging me. It's got Leslie Ann Down in it as well. I don't know if you know who she is. I'm sure Ian Ogilvy is the one with the blue door. That's oh my goodness, so good. I may have to watch that again. Do like this tale. So I just watched it so many times, but it's the concept behind it which really excites me with this movie. It's so good. And Night of the Demon, if you haven't watched Night of the Demon, you must watch this. It's a requisite. You have to watch it. It's one of the most classic tales of our time, Night of the Demon, or If you're in the US, I think it's called Curse of the Demon. But the Night of the Demon version says 2 versions. There's Curse of the Demon, Night of the Demon. You have to try and find the Night of the Demon one because it's got extra scenes in it. So the US version was shortened down. The European version was longer. So you've got to watch the Night of the Demon. Absolutely amazing. Forget the special effects. It was 1954 or something. But the atmosphere that created is so good. I wish I could recreate that. It's amazing. Look at all the actors in From Beyond the Grave. So amazing. These actors. Such talent. Yes, give those a watch. Give those a watch, and then next week you can tell me how you feel about them. I'm gonna have to watch one of those. I can't watch Night of the Demon again because I watched it absolutely same as From Beyond the Grave, but I really feel like watching. I find it on the. You could have those as little short stories of just go watch those and pick those out. That'd be great. Good. And on this note, my friends, I think we have come to the end of Sunday Night in the Shadows because I've given you my recommendations and hopefully you can go and watch those. Definitely go watch one of those. If you watch anything, try and get From Beyond the Grave and watch that Blue Door one. My goodness. So amazing. Why am I on this? I don't know why I left this on. There you go. I don't know why I left that on. So, on that note, I'm going to bid thee good evening as I retire from Sunday Night in the Shadows, or in the sun, because the sun's still out. It's 8 o'clock in the evening, and the sun's out. I hope Elder gets his comeuppance. He was quite annoying in that last one, wasn't he? He was quite annoying. He was annoying, but I like the character, so well, I do like the character. I have a concept for it. I haven't finished it, so it will be interesting for sure. We've got too much. We're only on episode 3, so we've got episode 4. I probably won't go to 10 this one. I'll probably go to 8. But of course, there's going to be a big conflict. But yes, I will get them out for you as soon as I can, and hopefully Elder gets his comeuppance. Thank you, everyone, for joining me this evening. It's been an absolute pleasure. I really do appreciate you showing up. I know everybody says that, but I do appreciate it. I like to speak to people that have. It's a shame we couldn't all get on the same channel and have a real chat, but this is good. But I do like to spend my time with people that do appreciate the same information and stories I enjoy. Thank you all. I appreciate each and every one of you. It's been my absolute pleasure to speak with you this evening, and I will do my very best for you to create the very best stories for you to listen to that I possibly can, and I hope they are worthy of your listening time. And on that note, stay safe, enjoy your upcoming week. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe we will one day. We'll sort something out. And on that note, my friends, have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you all next week. But look out for the new tales coming very shortly on this channel. See you soon. Take care.